give what you want to receive. If you want to receive love, give love. If you want to, receive compliments, give compliments. If you want to receive gifts, give gifts. If you want to have people pay you for your services, pay other people for their services. Whatever it may be, give what you want to get. What's up, pals, and welcome back to another episode of The Passion Project. I'm your host, Hallee Smith, visual storyteller and creator on TikTok and YouTube. I hope that this podcast can inspire you to get out of your comfort zone and into your passions so that you can live a truly fulfilling life. And the best part about it is that we're on this journey together. So let's go. Hello, my podcast beings. Welcome back. How is everybody this week? I'm doing pretty well. I'm actually batching content. So last week's episode I recorded along with this one right before. So we're really pushing through right now. And we talked about batching in a previous episode. So batching, it does work. It does save you time. And we're doing it right now. So as this is being released, it will be a couple weeks from now. And this is going to be the last time you guys see me with long hair, even though it's up. Part of the reason I'm cutting it, because it's never down, because it's so hot here. My hair will be short in the, what's it going to be? It's going to be the 20th episode by then. And I'll tell you guys why at the end. But anyways, not to ramble, today's episode is something very relevant to something I just recorded. So the other day was National Read a Book Day. And so I've been doing this National Holidays series on my channels where I do kind of inspiration for skits of random national holidays. I make jokes out of it. I do some fun stuff like National Watermelon Day. I made a watermelon steak. And so I'm really liking this concept and I can't wait to keep it going because it's really fun and I really enjoy it. But anyways, on National Read a Book Day, I decided that I was going to read a whole book in one day. The original idea was, I try to read this super long book, but I was like, I don't know what I want to read. And I also am a very slow reader. But I ended up choosing the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success as the book that I was going to read for the video. Again, like I said, it was a fun one to film, and it actually gave me much needed perspective, and it allowed me to have this shift towards giving. I feel like in a lot of ways I already have been giving, but it hasn't been a conscious something I'm writing on my goal board, something that's like in the top of my mind is to have a conscious focus on giving. It hasn't been that way. So now, one of the things that really stood out to me from reading this book in one day was to really kind of shift my focus towards giving. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you kind of a more of an in-depth explanation of how the day went, everything, all the realizations I came to, etc. And this also ties into pursuing your passion project, by the way, because in anything you're doing, you're serving a community. You're translating the energy of an idea into reality and sharing it with people, with your group of people, with your community. And of course, if you are building, if you have one already, or you want to build a community, this is super relevant. So give this episode a listen. It's probably going to be a shorter one today, but it's going to be a good one. As I said before, essentially this video was a vlog of my day, but the vlog was centered around the reading of the book. I had a lot of other things I had to do that day. I kind of, over the past 2 weeks, got myself into another loop of overwhelm. If you listen to the Dealing with Overwhelm episode, I had to take myself through all those steps again because, surprise, I overwhelmed myself once again. So coming into the day that I was going to film this vlog, I almost completely ditched the idea because I was like, oh my God, no, I have way too much to do. I don't have time to read a book for an entire day. How is that going to be productive? But then I remembered, Hallee, you literally gave the advice to take breaks. Okay. So I thought of it as a break, even though I still did work that day. So basically vlogged my day. So I went to the bookstore. I got the book. I had to have someone help me because I'm not the most familiar with bookstores. And I, of course, took a pit stop because we're at Barnes & Noble. There's a Starbucks. Had some Starbucks. And I started reading the book. I read about 1.5 chapters there. And then I came home, did some other work. And then I read a couple more chapters, did some more work. And then I headed out to get outside and watched the sunset while I read the rest of the book before a yoga class I had that night. So I really had the biggest realization towards the end of the day when I was sitting outside at sunset, just trying to get in touch with being present again and getting all of these negative, overwhelming, not scary thoughts, but just like thoughts that are making me afraid to take action and not really go after the things I'm trying to do. So I was just working on getting into that flow state, that meditative state. And by the way, if you read this book, I don't recommend doing it all at once like I did. It is meant to be kind of a reference, like a guide more so than something you sit down and read in one sitting. But nonetheless, it served its purpose for me, and I think I'm definitely going to reread it. At the end of each chapter, each law, it gives you tangible things to apply to your life. And I mentioned this in the previous episode, but of course I linked my Amazon storefront in the show notes. So if you want to get this book and read it with me, that'd be pretty cool. We could chat about it, Patreon community, or in the comments, whatever. But anyways, yeah, I don't recommend reading this book in one sitting. It was nice for me, but it's something that you're gonna gradually implement into your life. And so if you're not familiar with the book, the 7 spiritual laws of success, I'll give them to you. Number 1, the law of pure potentiality. Number 2 is the law of giving. Number 3 is the law of karma or cause and effect. Watch out for that karma, guys. Number 4 is the law of least effort. Number 5, the law of intention and desire. Number 6 is the law of detachment. That one's probably the most difficult to grasp for me. And number 7, the law of dharma or purpose in life. So what is your purpose? So there's a lot of good stuff in this book, and each chapter says so much by saying so little, which is kind of cool. But the biggest takeaway I had was this shift towards, did I say the law of giving? That's the second law. Maybe I didn't read that right, but the second one's the law of giving. But they talk about it and how to apply the law of giving, the law of cause and effect. Basically what it says is we receive what we give. So if you want, I don't know, here's my example. I recently launched a Patreon. Of course, I want people to sign up. I want you guys to sign up. I've been promoting it. You've heard me talk about it on the podcast. But have I ever signed up for someone's Patreon? I was thinking about that. No, I haven't. I've never really paid so much. I've heard people talk about it, but I've never signed up for any of my favorite creators' Patreon. So I'm like, wait a second. Maybe I need to just, do some research, sign up for some people's Patreons, see what best practices there are. Of course, I did this kind of in an indirect way, but it was kind of cool to take a step back. And I was like, okay, so I signed up for, the first one I signed up for was Andy J. Pizza's Creative Pep Talk, his Patreon. I signed up for it because I was like, how can I promote this if I have never given, if I've never done it, the law of cause and effect. So I don't know, we're trying it. And we'll see. But I know this to be true because there's many other ways in my life that this has worked and that it has been relevant. So yeah, that is the biggest takeaway. And I want to encourage you guys to do it along with me. Think about what you want to give. What do you want to give to the community that you're building on social media? What do you want to give through your passion project? How are you giving to others? Or maybe if you need to gain something to get an opportunity. Here's an example. For my videos, I need to work with brands to make this a full-time living, to network, to build my network, to have places to do content. Like if I want to collab with a smoothie shop and maybe use their smoothie shop to do the video, whatever it may be, I have to be giving what I want to receive. I thought of a catchphrase. Hold on. Oh, live it and give it. That's I love that. I wrote it down when I was brainstorming the outline for today's podcast. Live it and give it. Yeah. So live it and give it. Basically, give what you want to receive. If you want to receive love, give love. If you want to, receive compliments, give compliments. If you want to receive gifts, give gifts. If you want to have people pay you for your services, pay other people for their services. Whatever it may be, give what you want to get. Live it and give it. That's my, maybe I'll coin that phrase. The more I'm thinking about it though, does it make sense? Let me know if you guys think that phrase makes sense. I like it. I think it's fun and catchy. So other ways that I'm focused on giving right now are serving you guys with this podcast, giving you the best episodes, the most tangible advice that I can, and listening to your feedback, giving you guys podcasts that you really want to hear and things that are going to help you out. Focusing on the things that I am giving with my Patreon, like the extra videos, the bonus episodes, etc., as opposed to trying to, hard sell. That's never been a good strategy for me, hard selling. And I think that, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I'll change my mind in 4 episodes. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and say hard selling is not for me. The focus now is building the community and what I can provide and offer through the services that I'm giving on Patreon and with the people that we have over there already. And by the way, this is not like me trying to get you guys to sign up. It's just a relevant example. Of course, it obviously naturally is going to promote my Patreon. As always, join if you can. Don't feel pressured, but I would love to have you guys over there and help to build the community with the bonus episodes, the exclusive live stream Q&As, and the bonus videos. There's a lot more to come, and I would love to have you guys over there. But again, that's not necessarily the intention of this podcast. It's just kind of a super relevant example. And aside from that, all in all, really just giving a daily focus to how am I giving, keeping track of it, thinking about it in the morning, setting the intention, and making it part of my daily life until, the next time I need a mindset shift or a new intention brought into what I'm doing in my daily life. So that is all for today. It is a shorter episode, but probably good to give you guys a little break from the longer episodes we've been having. With that being said, we do have something really super exciting to look forward to next week. It's an episode that I pre-recorded a couple weeks ago with my friend who I'm just going to tell you guys now. Joey Kinsley, Sir Yacht, the one and only. If you're from Ohio, you probably have heard of him. He's very well known. He's a content creator. Tons of great advice in that episode. It's one of my faves. I really liked the conversation, and I'm excited to share it with you, especially if you're an aspiring content creator, if content's one of your passions. It's a really motivating, uplifting conversation. So I'm excited to release that next week. I hope you guys are excited, and I can't wait to share it with you. Can't wait to share this one with you. And I hope that you take the advice in this episode and think about how maybe you can give more in your day-to-day life. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can be giving compliments, writing a note to someone. What ways can you do it that will fit your lifestyle and what you can do right now? And as always, I would love to see a rating and review, hear any feedback you guys have, and hear from you via email, halleespassionproject@gmail.com. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you being here. I hope you all have an awesome rest of your week, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, pals.